in association with Commissionerate Police, have taken steps towards students virtually on this occasion of Road Safety Month 2020-21. I'm extremely honored to introduce the chief guest and chief speaker of today's program, Dr. Sudhanshu Sarangi, Commissioner of Police, Bhubaneswar Cuttack. Sir was director with the State Crime Records Bureau and instrumental in introducing technology in policing. Sir has well said that we have a very active community outreach program for women and senior citizens. With the motto of our police, our safety, the team under Sir was a model of policing. He asked his officers and staff to always behave in a friendly and polite manner with law-abiding residents or visitors to the city and imbibe the spirit of the Mo Sarkar initiative of the state government, which is the people of our true masters. Sir is a man of principle, discipline, and determination, a man of simple living and high thinking. It's really a blessing to have Dr. Sudhanshu Sir amongst us. I welcome you, sir, to this platform. Now we have a renowned figure for whom words fall short to portray him. He is Dr. Chandrasekharpur, Principal cum Regional Director of D.A.V. Institutions Zone 1, a dynamic and versatile figure whose name resounds in the scenario of education. He is a great motivator and inspiration and a role model to many of us. The presence of such a personality in a school awareness program is really a blessing. His success mantra is, one should always do what he wants to and not what he is forced to. We're really grateful to have your presence, sir, and I heartily welcome to you to this awareness program. Now we have another reputed personality amongst us, and she is Madam Soumya Mishra, D.C.P. Police, D.C.P. Traffic, Bhubaneswar Cuttack, and she is a dedicated worker, a lady of distinction. She did her schooling from Loreto Convent School in Lucknow. She also did her BA and MA in Sociology from LSR and Delhi School of Economics. I welcome you, ma'am, to this awareness program. I also welcome the coordinator of the school, headmistress, supervisor, and all the teachers of D.A.V. Public School, Chandrasekharpur, to this awareness program. Now, I would like to welcome an eminent social activist, a writer and a poet, Dr. Anjali Tripathi, the president of Helpmate organization. I welcome you, ma'am. I also take the pleasure of inviting another lady of distinction, Mrs. Nivedita Bhanja, a social activist in true sense, the secretary of Helpmate organization. I welcome you, ma'am. Next, we have Lina Mishra, the joint secretary and the technical hand of Helpmate organization amongst us. I welcome you to this virtual platform. Now I welcome all the teachers as well as students of D.A.V. Public School once again to this virtual platform of Road Safety Awareness Program. Now, without wasting much of the time, I request Dr. K.C. Satpathy to apprise us with his pearls of wisdom. Sir, please.
Good afternoon, everyone present on this virtual platform. We are acquainted with this system for the whole year. Virtually, we see each other and communicate also in this virtual platform also. Vibrant in his activities. Guest of honor, the D.C.P. Traffic Madam Soumya Mishra, President Helpmate, Madam Anjali Tripathi, Secretary of Helpmate, Madam Nivedita Bhanjar, Meena Mishra, Joint Secretary of the Helpmate, other office bearers of Helpmate, and well-wisher of the organization, my school staff, and above all, my loving children. It is indeed an honor to me to be in this platform and to be a part of the awareness program in commemoration of the National Road Safety Month 2021. At the outset, I heartily thank Helpmate and its officials for organizing such an educative program, which is in fact need of the hour for our students. Students as the future torchbearer of the society, of the nation, must be enlightened with the new traffic rules and regulations. I consider students as the vibrant agents of the social change, and they can really make it purposeful because they can motivate the elders, mold the parents, educate others, and advise the juniors regarding the importance of road safety and traffic management. Catch them young in both the means and the end. I believe it. At our school, we are discouraging the student to use two-wheelers by the students whose age is not 18. Means I can say they are minor, they are not major. We give emphasis in use of bicycle for coming to the school as it is safer and age-friendly. And by the process also you do some exercises to keep your body fit. But most of the parents we find, as we are not allowing the two-wheelers of the students, they are parking in the outside of the school campus, and parents are willing to send their children, giving them the two-wheeler, which is not desirable and which is not a good practice and good initiative by the parents also. Earlier, we had also made it mandatory when this rule was not applicable, because with the learning license, they were able to come to the school using the gearless two-wheeler. We have also put on condition that they should use the helmets. And this rule is still prevailing for the staff members of the school. Nobody can enter their vehicle without the helmets. Awareness program on traffic and road safety are being organized on regular intervals at both the campuses with the active guidance of the Commissionerate of Police. In this context, I must thank Dr. Sarangi and his associates for bringing sea change in the mindset of the people of Twin Cities, especially the students, young students, through series of awareness campaign on various modes. Yesterday, I was just marking on the road. I find that most of the people, those who are using the two-wheeler, are having helmets. Means the person who is driving is having the helmet, and the person who is sitting in the back is having the helmet also. And another remarkable achievements are, I should appreciate your endeavor, that now the number of two-wheeler riders, you will never find 3 or 4 persons are going in one vehicle. That is a remarkable change, and I salute you and congratulate you for the endeavor and the steps you have taken, sir. And because most of the accidents occur due to this bikers only, because their blood is young and they are not ready to obey the rules of traffic. And most of the cases, they create offense and also traffic. They take the control of the traffic by riding the bicycle or the motorcycle or two-wheeler from left to right, right to left, for which the four-wheelers, they face a problem also. I am not emphasizing the four-wheeler, those who are using there also. And another remarkable change, what I find, that those who sit in the front, they have used the seat belts. That was there in other cities, but in our cities, it was not the mindset of the people. But most of the people, they have changed their mindset, and for these changes, all credit will go to you. I will not take much time. Once again, I offer my sincere thanks to the concern for checking out such a relevant program, emphatically the Commissionerate of Police and Helpmate. Helpmate is doing a good work, and also with the busy schedule, you are able to get Commissioner Sahib and Deputy Commissioner Sahib also traffic, Madam Mishra. So it is definitely a very good endeavor by Helpmate to motivate the young children, those who will be the assets of the future. And if they are properly motivated, they can guide others, at least in their family, they can guide and they can tell them not to break the traffic rules. With this, I convey my sincere thanks, particularly to Dr. Sarangi and Madam Mishra and President, Secretary and Joint Secretary and team members of Helpmate organizing this program in this school. Thank you very much. Jai Hind. Bande Utkala Janani.
Thank you, sir, for your motivating, distinct, and inspiring words. We are really indebted to you for your valuable information. Give blood the right way, not on the highway. The figures concerning the road accidents that happen annually are quite alarming. This makes road safety a very crucial issue, especially in our country. Road safety is important as it helps in preventing accidents. To throw light on this crucial issue, I take the pleasure of inviting the guest speaker of today's program, Dr. Sudhanshu Sarangi, Commissioner of Police, to enlighten us with the road safety measures. And I'm sure that today our students, as well as all the teachers that are present on this platform, are going to learn a great deal from this session. Sir, please.
Namaskar, Dr. Satpathy, teachers, executive members of Helpmate, and students of D.A.V. Chandrasekharpur. You are undoubtedly one of the best known schools in Odisha, and the credit goes to all the teachers, students, Dr. Satpathy, and all of you. To your credit, you have been consistently doing well in various exams, and you are known as a very good school. And I'm sure all of you are intelligent. And I hope the session today would be helpful for all of you to prepare yourself for days ahead and years ahead. We are now celebrating a traffic safety month. Earlier, we used to celebrate a traffic safety week. This year, nationally, this week has been extended to 4 weeks or a month. And as part of that activity, part of the program of a monthly traffic safety month, I'm interacting with you to make you aware of some traffic rules. And I hope the time I spent with you is useful for you as well as for me. Now, why we have to extend from a week to a month? Last year, if you remember, many of the laws relating to traffic were made stricter. The fine amounts were increased and many were unhappy. They thought that these fine amounts are too much for a poor country. And we kept arguing that if you make a comparison internationally, that our rates or the kind of fines that you pay is minimal. Let me give you an example. For not wearing a mask during COVID time, in Bhubaneswar, you will maximum pay a fine of 500 rupees. But if you are in, let's say in Dubai, you would have to pay a fine of 1,80,000 rupees. That's the difference. 10,000 dirham, which comes to almost 1,80,000 rupees. So the fine amounts are very, very less. And this amount had to be increased because we felt that people were not taking traffic laws seriously. As a student of psychology, I studied in England, did my master's, did my PhD there. I keep talking about something called normalization bias. What is normalization bias? There are certain things which are not normal, but because you keep doing it, you start thinking it is normal. Let us say, not wearing a helmet is not normal. It is abnormal. It is illegal. But if every day you are traveling without a helmet, then it will make you appear, feel, experience that you are doing nothing wrong. In India, we have normalized traffic violations. We have normalized not following traffic laws. Now, it's not cool, it's not intelligent not to follow traffic laws because accidents do not give you advance notice. They come without giving you any notice. So what you think is normal, that is not wearing a helmet, because every day you have been going from home to office without wearing a helmet and nothing happened, nothing will happen. You will go like that for thousands of times. For 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, every day you are traveling to office without a helmet. But then one fine morning, you meet with an accident. And that solitary event, that solitary episode can be fatal. It's not about you protecting your own life. Please understand, human life is precious. You have one life, not more than one. There is no scope of bargaining. There is no second thought about your life. Also, you have your near and dear ones. When you come out of house, you go to school, go to a tuition, go to the market. Your parents are waiting back home. Your friends are waiting. Your grandfather, grandmother, they are waiting for you. Everyone wants to see you safe. What a colossal wastage of life if you commit an error which you thought chalta hai, which you thought is normal. It is not normal not to follow traffic laws. It is abnormal. It is foolish. It is stupid. So please understand that when you bypass some traffic policeman and you come back and you say, look, there was this traffic policeman, but he could not catch me. I escaped. You might be thinking you are clever. No, you have not been clever. No, you have not cheated the traffic policeman. You are cheating yourself. You are acting in a manner which is contrary to your own self-interest. Protecting your own life is your business, primarily your own responsibility. Therefore, you must be aware of traffic rules and follow traffic rules, not because anyone else wants it, not because traffic police wants it, not because the government wants it, because you want it. You should say, I will follow the traffic laws because it is in my interest. I am doing it because it protects me. I will follow traffic laws because it is necessary for me, for those who love me, like my parents, like my friends, like my grandfather, like your teachers. It's a tragedy. Each time I hear about death of a person in a road accident, the immediate reaction is, what a tragedy. The entire family is devastated. And why? Because this person for a long time thought that not following traffic laws is normal, is cool, is intelligent, chalta hai. And so long as we continue with this attitude in India, no matter what we do, we would not prosper. The job of the traffic police is to catch a few people now and then, to make some kind of a regime of enforcement. But in a country of 135 crore people, unless majority of us follow the laws, there is no way the few policemen you have on the street can enforce traffic laws or make us safe. I have been to several parts of this world and I have never seen a traffic policeman on the road. Why? Because if there is a red light, you are expected to stop. Why should there be a traffic policeman to tell you that, look, there is a red light? It doesn't happen in America, it doesn't happen in England, it doesn't happen in France, it doesn't happen in Germany, it doesn't happen in Japan, it happens nowhere. Your red light, you stop, green light, you go, everyone knows it. After all, what is the difference between a human being and an animal? An animal can learn only a few things. With a lot of efforts, an animal can learn only a few things. But a human being can learn enormous amount of issues, points, knowledge. Human beings have huge memory. And the beauty is, whereas an animal can learn only for the first few days after birth, a human being can learn virtually up to death. Each day you can learn something. And since we can learn, since we can educate ourselves regarding traffic laws, we can train ourselves to understand that when there is a red light, I stop. When there is a green light, I move. It's as simple as that. The existence of policemen on the street, on our roads, in heat, in summer, in rain, represents backwardness of our mind. How backward we are in our mind. We might be wearing very good clothes, we might be carrying an Apple iPhone, we may be using software, this and that, but in our mind we have not modernized ourselves. It is necessary for us to change our attitude, be modern in our mind. While we drive on the road, one of the things I find horrible is how aggressive we are. And where does this aggression come? This aggression comes from our day-to-day attitude to be impolite to people, to be impatient with people, to misbehave with people, particularly if we think we can get away with misbehavior. We can get away by using bad language. And we are so used to aggression. We are aggressive with our children, we are aggressive with our teachers, teachers are aggressive with their students, everyone is aggressive with everyone else. The first thing I realized when I went as a student to England is how polite are people to each other. And how does it translate to the road? In my, let's say, stay in England for 3 to 5 years, I used to frequently travel there, so maybe 5 years, I may have heard honking of a horn maybe 10 times in 5 years. No one presses a horn. But here we are so much in a hurry. So much is our level of aggression that each person is trying to reach his destination first. Let others go to hell. I must reach first. I will be the first. Let rest go to hell. This attitude, lack of consideration for others, lack of empathy, makes us very aggressive. If you are on a bike, all the time you are trying to overtake. Ajip, you are President of India. Ajip, unless you reach within 2 minutes, heavens will come down. Or some disaster is going to happen. This sense of impatience, thinking that I am so important and my time is so precious that I cannot wait for others. Even if there is no road ahead, I am trying to make way for myself and reach home early, all the time being in a hurry. And this sense of aggression is what is leading to so many accidents. If we become a little more law-abiding and polite, we would not have these many accidents. Police is there to help you, but police cannot secure you all the time. A country like India has many needs. Policing is only one of the needs. There is a limit to which we can invest in police resources. There is a limit to how many policemen we can hire and put them on the road. Most of us have to voluntarily, on our own, follow laws. Please understand, in this world, if you look at human history, from 1600 onwards, no country in this world has become economically prosperous without establishing a regime of rule of law. England became the first country to become economically developed. Industrial revolution took place in England in 18th century because England was the first country where rule of law became important, where courts were established, where for violating laws you were punished. No country in this world can become economically prosperous unless we have a strong regime of rule of law, and no country can have a regime of rule of law unless voluntarily most of us decide that, look, I will follow laws. Be it traffic laws, be it tax laws, be it banking laws, be it laws relating to contract, we have to become law-abiding citizens if we want our country to become economically prosperous. Otherwise, there is no way it is possible. Let me give you a simple example. The road between Bhubaneswar and Cuttack is 22 kilometers. It should take roughly 15 minutes to travel from Bhubaneswar to Cuttack. Anywhere else in the world, it would take 15 minutes. But here it will take 1 hour because our drivers refuse to follow rule of law. They are supposed to go on lanes. They will not go in lanes. Everyone is in a hurry, so no one will reach on time. Let all of you be in a hurry and no one will reach on time. We have to understand that all of us will reach on time or no one will reach on time. So that understanding has to be created right from the time you are in school. Often your friends will tell you that you are foolish when you follow rules. Often it may so happen that when you follow the rules, you may not do well in the exam. Doesn't matter. Create an attitude of following rule of law, because that is the only way you will be successful in the long run. I know many students who were very bright, but ultimately they never had this idea that they must follow the system, they must follow the rule of law, and failed miserably. So, in most part of the developed world, they spend almost a year in teaching. The year 1 in school is spent in just teaching 2-3 simple things. The first thing they spend in teaching a child is to stand in a queue. Go to England. No matter where, an Englishman or a woman will never break a queue. It is something ingrained in their mind right from class 1. They will never break the queue come what may. Number 2, they learn to say a word called thank you. And please, and sorry. Only in learning 2-3 words, thank you, please, sorry, standing in a queue, they spend one whole year in making the child just polite. They socialize him. Man is a social animal. You have to live in society. No one likes an arrogant person. No one likes an aggressive person. You being aggressive, you being selfish, you being unkind will be unacceptable to anyone else. So this is where we are today. We have a serious problem relating to rule of law. We have a serious problem relating to safety in all its dimensions. Following traffic law is good for you, it's intelligent thing to do, and it is good manners. It is good manners. Basically, you have to show good manners. The traffic manners, or as it is called road traffic etiquettes, are very, very important if you want our country to prosper. I would not continue too long because I would like to answer your questions instead of making it a monologue. I would like you to answer your questions. Underage driving is absolutely bad. The punishments are brutal. Fine amount is very high. And more than that, it is very, very unsafe. If the age is 18, then that is 18. Please do not find shortcuts for laws. What horrifies me is children are increasingly becoming lazy. They are unwilling to walk. There are many countries in Africa where the tradition is children run to school and run back from school, even if it is 10 kilometers and 12 kilometers, and that's how they produce Olympians and champions. The time has come for sports to become a compulsory part of our schooling system, because we know that no matter what, if you become lazy, you don't go very far. To keep people active is very important, and one of the lessons of the current pandemic, the COVID-19 pandemic, is that people who are not physically fit, who develop comorbidities like diabetes, hypertension, heart problems, they suffer a great deal. We have become so lazy that even for smallest things, we don't want to walk. We want a bike. And we want our vehicle to go right in front of the shop so that we have to walk only 10 feet. It causes inconvenience for everyone. But if you look at the source of the inconvenience at a psychological level, it is laziness. The pandemic has also shown that many of us can live locally. We don't need to travel long distances. For buying vegetables, you don't need to travel 10 kilometers. You can buy from the local market. For buying groceries or other essential items. We have also learned how we can have many of these meetings on digital platforms rather than travel long distances. Yes, classroom teaching is required, but many of the meetings for which we were traveling to Delhi, to Calcutta, to London is no longer required. For 15-20 minutes meeting, you don't have to travel all the way. You can hold those meetings on digital platform. We have to look at technology in a very serious way, because that is very important. We cannot endlessly expect these kind of current traffic situation to continue. So I will end here. I expect all of you to think a bit. You are all intelligent. These traffic laws are for you. They make you safe. The police is there only to assist you, educate you, and help society in general. But we have to think what all we have to do as citizens, as future citizens, as road users, as pedestrians. We have to be more wise. I'm sure when you can solve complex algebra and calculus and so many things, you can always understand that when there is a red light, you have to stop. Traffic laws are very, very simple to follow. Very commonsensical, very easy to follow. What it requires is a bit of mental approach, a change in attitude, and understanding that not following traffic laws is not normal. It is fraught with risks that you need not take. That is bad for you to behave in such aggressive manner on the public road without any consideration for others, without any consideration for the safety of others. Public road is not your private domain. How you behave in the public is important for you and is important for society. So follow the traffic laws. Take a pledge to yourself that I will not press the horn. I will tell my driver, please don't press the horn. No honking is required. It might take extra 5 minutes, doesn't matter. Either you waste 5 minutes or you waste remaining part of your life. In the process of saving that 5 minutes, you may end up sacrificing a lot more. Not for yourself, for your family. Entire family will be devastated. You owe yourself responsibility, and you owe that sense of responsibility for your near and dear ones. I don't think traffic laws are very complex. All of you understand what you need to do. It is just that you have to make up your mind. It's just that you have to change your attitude. At a mental level, you have to understand that I must do it. And the day you create that resolve, some of you qualify in very difficult entrance tests. And this is very simple. Very, very simple to follow. I'm sure all of you can do it. You can do it 100%. If you are reading in D.A.V. Chandrasekharpur, I don't think traffic laws are so complex that you do not understand or you cannot comply with. With these words, I conclude. I look forward to interacting with you and answering your questions. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And valuable words. We will certainly follow your words and keep us safe from accidents, follow traffic rules. We must behave normal. We will teach our children to stand in a queue, and also we will teach our students the soft skills like thank you, sorry, all those things. So now, children, we have an interaction section where you can ask the questions related to today's topic, and sir is there to answer them. So you can unmute yourself and ask your question. So students, if you have any question related to traffic rules or anything related to traffic, you can come forward with your question. And it's open for teachers also. Teachers, if you have any queries related to the topic, today's topic, you can come forward.
Excuse me, sir. Sir, I have just a question to ask for.
Yes, please, carry on.
Yes, sir. Sir, I have just a question to ask that, sir, 3 people are driving in the bike, sir. Sir, two parents and their child. Sir, will there be a fine for them as they were triple driving, or will be there not?
If the child is less than 4-5 years of age, then it's not. Otherwise, it is, and it's in fact unsafe. So, it's not recommended. I understand Many of our middle class households have this constraint. They have a child. At times we try to be lenient, but yes, up to 5 years, there is nothing. Beyond that, you should avoid. But even if a child is going in a bike, we recommend that you wear a helmet. Except for small babies, others are expected to wear helmets. And for many of the children, we have been donating helmets for children. That's very important.
Sir? Excuse me, sir. Sir, can I ask a question?
Yes, please. Please go ahead.
So during red light signals, cars have shifted their so their which is lot fuel as many of cars are standing there. Do we have anything to save that fuel?
If someone can relate to me, I couldn't understand because the audio is not very clear.
So when we are traveling to any vehicle during red light, we stop, but we have started our engine. So in this process, many of our fuel is getting lost without any kind of use. So can we save that? Is there any idea?
I don't know. All that I'm able to hear is that you were saying when you are you stop near a red light and whether you should stop the engine. Yes, you should stop the engine. We have written to concerned authorities to put a timer so that you can know what is the time you will have to stop there. But most of the intersections in Bhubaneswar do not require you to stop very long, except, for example, the road towards Chandrasekharpur and Nandankanan, which is from Jaidev Bihar, the XIMB crossing, Nalco crossing, and that area Damana crossing, that road remains busy. That's where your school is also located. Otherwise, remaining parts of Bhubaneswar do not really require a very long waiting time. The central part of Bhubaneswar is designed by a German architect by the name Königsberger, and it is so beautifully designed that the amount of time you require is very less because it has a grid system of roads, parallel roads, and it is excellent. But the new development in Bhubaneswar, which is not part of the old Bhubaneswar city, planned by Königsberger, that is the Chandrasekharpur area. There is a tremendous congestion because the city has expanded in that direction. Many new schools, colleges, hospitals, housing societies have come up in that area. And we now require 2 more parallel roads. One of them is under construction. It's still to be completed. And the other is yet to, has not gone very far. Once these 2 roads are ready, which we are expecting to be, one of them to be ready in 2021, maybe the waiting time will become less. Thank you. Anything else, or we can end the program today?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, please.
Sir, sir, nearby to Damna, sir, in the Damna Square, sir, there are 3 lanes to go towards Jaidev Bihar Road. Sir, during that, in the 3 lanes, sir, we have to just move around or make a U-turn to the Patia Road, sir. Sir, do we have to wait for the signal to allow us to make a U-turn, or do we have the right to just make a U-turn and go away?
So you have to wait because the other lane is busy. If you take a U-turn, you will block the other road. So you have to wait for your turn to come, and then only you can turn. But again, as I said, that this is a temporary problem. We expect that road to improve by next year. The road, when you turn from XIMB crossing to the left, there is a parallel road that is coming up, 4-lane road, which goes towards InfoCity, your schools and all that kind of area. There are only 6-7 houses which are still obstructing. And once these 6-7 people, the families are shifted, this road will be through. And once that road is through, you will have a lot of decongestion. Similarly, from Acharya Bihar, there is a road which is coming up, which is through the Sainik school. That road is taking little time because the land is with Sainik school. They are not vacating that land. Once that is through also, you will have another road to Cuttack, Nandankanan, Cuttack, because there is a new bridge which has come up in Cuttack called the Netaji Bridge, and we are experiencing difficulties because the entire city has expanded in that direction. Whereas this city, main part of the city, which is where my office is located, or this area, Raj Bhavan and DMG Square, Ejik Square, these are all designed by a German architect, Königsberger, and they are beautifully designed, and we do not have any traffic problem in this part of the city. So the Chandrasekharpur part is a planning problem, a badly designed city problem. It's not something that the traffic police can do. We need more roads, and that is the only way the problem can be solved. Often many of you feel frustrated and you expect the traffic policeman to do some wonders. But traffic policeman cannot do anything. All the vehicles will go. The road capacity is what it is. So we have to increase the number of roads, and the road capacity has to increase, and that is being attempted.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, please.
Sir, many traffic areas, cameras are there, like Nalco Square, Domina Square, Kids Square. So these cameras only point out about that those who are not wearing helmet or aggressive rider or any other thing?
No, right now there are 110 cameras which are with the police, and there are other cameras which are being installed. The last camera of the police is up to the Nalco crossing. Beyond that, it is with the Bhubaneswar Smart City Limited. But every day we are prosecuting nearly 450 to 500 people, looking at them from the CCTV camera. So if you are not wearing a helmet and you think you will not be caught because there is no policeman, you may get a letter or an email or an SMS saying that you have been prosecuted. That's why Dr. Satpathy was asking how people have started wearing helmet. That is because whether a traffic policeman is on the road or not, if you are caught in any of the cameras, then you might be getting a prosecution. Your fine amount you will have to pay a fine amount. And going forward, what we are trying to do is in the next 2 months, we will increase the number of cameras to about 800. So virtually after, by about 2022, if you come out onto the street thinking that there is no police and you can cheat and go away, you will have a love letter going home asking you to pay a fine. And the fine amounts are increasing. It's about 2,000 rupees. And also what we have done is, if someone is not wearing helmet, and all of you must note, if you have a driving license, the driving license is suspended for 3 months. So your right to drive will be taken away if you are wearing, if you are not wearing a helmet, if you are not wearing a seat belt, if you are over speeding, if it is drunken driving, you can be arrested and sent to jail. So slowly we are tightening it. If we had tightened the law very much like other countries in the world, then people will be very unhappy. They will resist. Maybe there will be other problems. So what we are trying to do is slowly create awareness, slowly make you aware, and increasing by each day the extent to which we are enforcing law. And going forward, this will only become tighter and tighter. And if you do not follow traffic laws, you will end up paying fines. How many times you want to pay fine will be your responsibility. But cameras are beginning to pick up. 400, 450 people are prosecuted, times 500 on camera, and another 1,000 people on the road. And I can tell you, last year we collected a fine amount of 25 crores from Bhubaneswar Cuttack. So if you want to violate traffic laws, we have no problems in imposing a fine. This money goes to the state exchequer. They are spent for economic development and other activities. So if you want to be reckless about traffic laws, the laws will come after you. The policemen will come after you. We are going slowly tightening things. So it is better for you to be aware, to smilingly follow the traffic laws rather than wait for policemen to impose a fine and then weep. You know what is happening? When we impose a fine, people start trolling us in the social media. They start shouting at the police. But what we are doing is in your interest. We are imposing fine on you to make you safe, to make society safe. Otherwise, we do not like to impose fines. So whether you are rich or poor, whether you are powerful or powerless, slowly you will begin to get challans because it is being auto-generated. No human being is generating it. They are being generated by computers. And computers will make no difference between X and Y. X being rich, Y being poor. X being powerful, Y being not so powerful. Computers would not recognize all this. So slowly we are moving to contactless enforcement. So it is better that as we go along, we want to create more and more aware citizens. You be aware that such a thing is coming your way. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Sir, I have another question. Sir, in countries like Switzerland, the road fine for violation of traffic rules are based on the monthly income of that person violating the traffic rules. Can this be implemented in Odisha?
No, we do not want to make things so complicated here at the moment. At the moment, what we need to do is to increase fines. At the same time, traffic safety has three aspects. The three E's that as they are called. First is education, like the kind of activity we are having today, to change your attitude, to change your mind, to make you committed to traffic laws, to understand why you must follow traffic laws. That is traffic education. Second is traffic enforcement, what we do. When somebody violates the traffic laws, we impose a fine, we prosecute him. That is called enforcement. So education, enforcement, and then third E is road engineering, improving roads, putting traffic lights, having more roads, etc. That's the engineering aspect of it. Taken together, education, enforcement, and engineering can make a city safer. Thank you.
Sir, I have certain junctions have free left turns while some don't. What is the logic behind it?
No, all the roads are free left, but what is happening is our people, instead of, as I said, they do not have patience. So once there is a red light, you should be stopping behind the vehicle. But instead, they overtake on the left and try to be the first to cross once green light comes. This Indian tendency to be first always, whether it is in scoring marks or it is traveling on a road, is what is spoiling. So the person, instead of stopping, as I said, in England, they are used to standing in a queue. In India, people are used to jumping queue. So instead of being behind and keeping the left free for vehicles to move, what they do is they start overtaking on the left and straight go ahead. And once one person goes ahead, the others follow. So instead of having one vehicle or two vehicles on that road lined up, we have 3, 4, 5 vehicles, each trying to go. So once there is green light also, the clearance of vehicles also slows down. It is the Indian tendency of extreme selfishness. We are a very, very selfish group of people. You go abroad, you find how selfish we are. Though we talk about Mahatma Gandhi being father of our nation, we talk about Gautam Buddha, but we have really learned nothing in terms of morality. It is cutthroat competition. Let me get half a mark extra. Morality doesn't matter. Values don't matter. Ethics don't matter. Laws don't matter. Because of this tendency, even if you keep left free, they are blocking the left side. And they expect another policeman to stand there to stop them from overtaking. How many policemen can a poor country afford? Each intersection, you want a traffic policeman to stand, not one, you want 4 to stand to keep the left free. Where do we have the resources? Are we animals? Are we a bunch of cattle that you need somebody to shepherd us? Turn left, turn right. Why? We should be doing what is right. Make them aware. No, everyone is aware. But such is the level of selfishness, aggression, anger. Let the rest go to hell. That we overtake all the time. We overtake on the left, we overtake on the right. Wherever we see a space, we enter there. मेरे को पहले पहुंचना है. Let rest go to hell. This tendency has to stop if we are to become a better country. Thank you. Can we end, ma'am? 3 o'clock.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Every good things come to an end, and this is also not an exception. The most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or touched. They can only be felt, and one such thing is gratitude. Now, it's my privilege to propose vote of thanks and acknowledge the contribution of those who really worked hard to make this event successful. First of all, I, on behalf of Team Helpmate, as well as Team D.A.V. Chandrasekharpur, thank Almighty for making this program a grand success. By His blessings and grace, we are able to make this event what it was. Next, I extend a heartfelt gratitude to the Chief Speaker, Dr. Sudhanshu Sarangi, his busiest time in gracing the occasion. Today, we had the opportunity to hear your thoughts, sir, and this will definitely encourage us in our future events. Your thoughts have enlightened our minds and shown us a new path. Thank you, sir. Now I take the honor to thank our principal, Dr. K.C. Satpathy, who is a great inspirer and stand as a pillar of power. With deep sense of appreciation and gratitude, I thank you, sir, from the core of my heart. Next, I thank Madam Soumya Mishra for gracing the occasion. Thank you, ma'am. Next, I thank all the loving and talented teachers of D.A.V. Chandrasekharpur for their untiring efforts. Your presence made us feel proud. Thank you, teachers. My sincere thanks goes to all the parents as well as well-wishers for their rock-solid support and encouragement. Thank you for joining this event. I also extend the thanks to all the students for their patient hearing, enthusiasm, inquisitiveness in making this program a grand success. Thank you, dear students. Now, lastly, I take the privilege to thank all the members of Helpmate team for organizing such a wonderful and informative program, which is really the need of the hour. And it was really an awesome event for all of us. Thank you, Helpmate team. Before we wind up, let me tell you that your life is in your hands. You can make it or mar it. Choice is yours. Think about it. Thank you and goodbye.